Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another action movie night. Tonight, I will be reviewing Rambo III, released in 1988. Directed by Peter McDonald, from a script by Sylvester Stallone and Sheldon Lettich. Starring Sylvester Stallone, Richard Crenna, Kurtwood Smith, Marc de Jonge, Sasson Gabai, and Randy Raney. Now, this is a film that hasn't aged well, to say the least, due to the fact that it is set in Afghanistan and the Mujahideen are represented as good guys. And after September 11th, they were looked at as part of the Taliban. So this film portraying the Taliban supporters as good guys has not aged well. And also the fact that, once again, I don't know why Stallone decided to do this, but he decided to make the Soviets the villains again, even though at this point in time there was peace between America and the Soviets. So, but as far as performances go, Sylvester Stallone does fairly good reprising his role as John Rambo in this. It's just that after Rambo First Blood Part 2 turned the film into more of an action film, it's just not the same to me. I preferred that more dramatic film with First Blood. And I just wish it would have just been a one-off film and they wouldn't have made all these sequels to it. The film does give Richard Crenna's Colonel Troutman a lot more to do than he got in any of the previous two films. He has been captured and is being held hostage and is, under the threat of being killed. So, of course, Rambo goes in to try and rescue him. And, Richard Crenna gets to do quite a few little action sequences in here near the end of this film once Rambo, spoiler alert, makes the save. But making the save with the help of the Mujahideen, like I said, doesn't age well. But other than that, I just think this sequel was unnecessary. You didn't need another Rambo film. I think this was just trying to milk this franchise way too much, and it just didn't, like I said, I don't think it needed the second film to begin with. So I don't approve of the third film, for sure. But performances in this are not bad, and it is well directed by Peter McDonald. There's nothing that I can say against his direction. He does a good job directing these action sequences and everything in this, and he does a good job directing Stallone in this. Now, ironically, again, like a lot of times with Stallone at this point in time, I don't know what his issue was with certain directors that he would just get fired on films because he didn't like how they were directing a film. This was originally being directed by Russell Mulcahy, who had directed the Highlander film. And I just don't get that. He's a good director. Let him direct the movie. I mean, you could have reworked the script instead of messing with the director, But like I said, I mean, Peter McDonald doesn't do a bad job on this. He does a good job on it. But I think Russell Mulcahy would have done just as good a job on this film and, should have been left there to do his job. I think Stallone at this point was getting a big head and was really screwing with a lot of talented directors. And, you know, that's unfortunate. And I love Stallone, so I'm not bashing him, so don't think that's what I'm doing here. But I mean, we got to call it like it is. And at this point, he was, and he'll even admitted in interviews today to that he was far too into the, you know, being like a producer on the film as well as acting in it. I think he would have been better off if he would have just remained on the other side of the camera and left the directors do their job. But also, this is the second film in this franchise that ironically got a novelization by David Morrell, the writer of First Blood, the original novel that the original film was based on. So it's ironic that the original novelist again has written a novelization based on a film that is a sequel to his original novel. It's ironic. And one other performance in this that I do want to note before I cut this one off is Kurtwood Smith. Now, he's not playing a villain in this, a bad guy or an asshole. He's pretty decent enough guy, but he's not. He's a politician kind of a dude, and he's not willing to risk lives by sending anyone in to try and rescue Troutman. Rambo's on his own in this one. He doesn't have the support of Kurtwood Smith's character. But Kurtwood Smith wasn't a bad guy in this. He's not willing to sacrifice men for one man. Which is if you think about it, that's not a bad mindset to take. Risking multiple lives for one man.
But when Rambo says he's going to go in to rescue him anyway, Kurtwood Smith's character steps up and says that he'll help him unofficially, and gets him in contact with Mosagani, played by Sasson Gabai.
But I mean, yeah, it hasn't aged well as far as the Afghanistan stuff goes. But my final review for Rambo 3. I am going to give this film a 7.2 out of 10. Like I said, I mean, this film should have never happened. I wish First Blood had just been a one-off. One film, and that's it. That's all you needed. So, should have never been a franchise, I don't think. But what do you guys think of Rambo 3? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area on the channel right now where you can request a movie, TV series, or ranking video of your choosing. And whenever I do that video, it will go up live for all Plus members to view prior to it going up live for everyone else. And then I will put up another post. So it's not a one-time thing. So if you want to get interactive, now's your chance.
Well, that's it for another action movie night. If you missed last week's action movie night, check out the link above to get caught up on that one. And if you've missed any other videos, check out this down here where you can watch a playlist of any of our action movie nights that you have missed.